In the previous video, we discussed some awful, expensive gaming gadgets that were launched in the gaming market, but with the hope that they will outshine and bring revolution in the gaming world. But instead, they turned out to be a fiasco for the companies that build them, and also very unattractive to the gaming community. So here we are again, uncovering some more horrible gaming gadgets that didn't fit up to gamers' expectations. Hope you enjoy. At number 1, Super Nintendo's Super Scope. Presently, where do we begin? With this curiously large, overrated, genuinely crazy light weapon. Besides devouring 6 of your AA batteries and doing as such beautifully reliably suffering shoulder throbbing for quite a long time after use, and presenting a determination of games which included just shooting moles, the remote Super Scope was really a gigantic failure for Nintendo. At number 2, the Fragmaster. Recall bygone times of Quake 3 Arena? Deliberately attacking individuals with the railgun while ricocheting around a guide on bounce cushions at a very rapid rate? Would you be able to recall feeling that the customary mouse and control console arrangement needed something? That you really wanted something that seemed as though a latrine seat was made of plastic and costed a lot to truly dominate the game? That is the thing that the Thrustmaster thought when they presented the Fragmaster, with the point of the space latrine seat style fringe turning into a first-person shooter's closest companion. Programmable buttons on the latrine seat, Fragmaster, permitted you to impersonate control capacities, yet, and this is the critical thing here, it simply didn't just fill in as a mouse and console. At number 3, Wii Car Adapter. There has been a long and celebrated history of attaching video game consoles in vehicles for certain frameworks in any event, coming in vehicle-focused extraordinary versions, for example the Navi High Saturn. Be that as it may, those frameworks made them like and manner. They weren't consoles equipped towards movement control gaming. Presently, the Wii sold multi-million control centers because of its movement control centered library, and thus the Wii Vehicle Connector was not popular during the control center's life expectancy. What could be more pleasant than 2 grown-ups and 2 youngsters waving Wii remotes around in an encased space? At number 4, Namco Ni-G-Con. Apparently, this controller made of 2 counter-rotating halves planned to alter driving games, making them more fun and giving the gamer more exact controls. In reality, notwithstanding, it did a remarkable reverse of that. Intended for use with the first PlayStation, the Ni-G-Con worked by the client screwing up the regulator to the guide, with the focal turn joint reproducing the vibe of turning a directing wheel better compared to just squeezing left or right on the controller buttons. Tragically, however, the turn joint was gravely designed and eroded rather quickly under substantial utilization. The way that the Ni-G-Con had less fastens than the ordinary PlayStation regulator made it excess for different games also. At number 5, the Nintendo Power Pad. Before Dance Dance Revolution mats sifted into the rooms of high school adolescents from one side of the planet to the other, the Nintendo Power Pad was the floor-based regulator of decision. The Power Pad worked by sensing pressure-by-pressure sensors between layers of plastic, which, when stepped on, would produce an in-game activity made by its user. Regardless of the pad functioning properly, you could just play one game with it. World-class track meet. And what's more terrible, the vast majority before long observed a couple of methods of taking advantage of the mat's technology and tricking their direction to the end goal. For example, slamming the mat with hands rather than feet. At number 6, Donkey Kong Bongos. Making all of your Donkey Kong bongo playing dreams work out as expected. This miniature speaker fitted to 2 drums utilized an amplifier to make the applauding commotions as you got down to GameCube mood game Donkey Kong. More games outside of the Donkey Kong establishment were guaranteed to accept the bongos, yet, besides Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, none of them at any point made it onto the GameCube, or some other control center. So far that is concerned, none of them at any point made it onto the GameCube, or some other control center so far as that is concerned, leaving any individual who laid out the $30, important to get a set, experiencing a serious instance of purchaser's regret. At number 7, Sega Dreamcast Fishing Controller. Want to go fishing with a lunchbox of worms as fish food? Yeah, neither do we. But somebody thought this was a smart thought, as we conceived this one as a kind of fishing extra for Dreamcast. The casting pole handle came total with fully functional reel, and could be used with Sega Bass Fishing, a well-known fishing game at that point. Tragically, again, because of this severely restricted uses, the Sega Dreamcast Fishing Controller was utilized once and deserted toward the rear of the pantry with the other frustrated gaming tech. And at number 8, the Konami Laser Scope. We finished this rundown of horrendous list with this last horrible gadget. In what was basically a light weapon, this cap had an optical scope held over your eye and a mouthpiece where you needed to yell, "Shoot!" Well, those are some of the worst gaming gadgets. Make sure to leave your least favorite down in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed.